This is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the MFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Green Bay Packers. On the Washington sideline is head coach Dan Quinn. His counterpart on the Packers sideline, Matt LaFleur. His guys, on the other hand, came out on top in their opener, so they'll try to make it to 2-0 to start the new year. After a great first week of football, what does week 2 have in store? The Commanders and the Packers underway on Thursday night primetime. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And he comes off an incredible performance in the opener. 5 touchdown passes. Now look, you always want to start strong, but I think that's more than anyone, including himself, could have expected.
And he's up in it at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 17 carries, 95 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Love fires that quickly outside. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Here's Love. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he's going to have the Packers first down. And he's got it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
That's good for a Green Bay Packer. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Fake Love. It's complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That's good for a Green Bay Packer.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Packers are 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Green Bay Packer. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And they'll take this down to the 33. And look at this defense. They enter this one number 13, Charles, in the NFL in stopping the run.
I always think back to what my defensive coordinator in college used to tell me. Playing against the run is 11 individual battles, man on man. Are you going to win that battle? Are you going to rip the guy across from you and get to the ball carrier, wrap him up and put him on the ground? Because the one thing he absolutely detested was yards after contact. Tackle him, put him down on the spot.
And Jacobs, I don't think he's going to get there, no. It appears they're going to mark him short of the first. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. The kick by McManus is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. It'll continue to be interesting in these wet conditions how these kickers fare, but first test, passed.
And how about how the special teams unit handled that? A lot of concentration to make sure the ball didn't slip through his fingers. After the snap, got it down and let him pop it through the post.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was hard to pop all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't get the football away like he did last week.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. There's defense for the Packers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because
the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Making that play on the pass rush, that's Devontae Wyatt.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. Now, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well?
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Got Dobbs over the middle. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 2 yards to go on third down. Love now. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. The kick by McManus is good. And that will make it 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they can be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points on the board.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Daniels. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Daniels looking to throw. as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Gain of 14. First down, Washington.
To the air goes Daniels. That's going to be caught by Samuel. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
Samuel. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Play action, now it's Daniels. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up
2nd down. Here's a keeper by the QB. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion. And I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Devontae Wyatt. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, try to ice the game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes after saying,
Let's get a thing. Not one that I've ever met.
A yard in the wrong direction. Makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
It's now 3rd and 9.
Love. Eluding the pressure right. And Love is going to slide down and pick up the first.
It's a gain of 16 yards. That's good for a Green Bay Packer. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
6-0 our score after 1. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Love looking to throw it. They're going to find the open there. That's complete. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
For the Green Bay Packer.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in a shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run through it on short yardage.
A rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Robert. field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now Daniels. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Second and 10. Here's Daniels. Got his man, and that's the rookie fourth-round pick. This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a first and 10 here. In motion left comes Brown. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Throwing now is Daniels. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Devontae White in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball in his hands a lot quicker.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sideline. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach is talking to his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Over the middle, complete. It's Reed. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 3rd down and
throwing. Love. The swing out wide to Jacobs. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first.
4-yard gain.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. Fielded just inside the 20. Call out a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. And the Washington offense heading out. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. They work now on 2nd and 9. Off the play fake. Daniels taking a shot for Samuel. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Daniels. quarterbacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg it. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up the throw the football.
Yeah, current formula's not working right now. And the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Well, coaches stress their defense being physical. They don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the quarterbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside. How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Taken right around the 44. So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stretch, they look to throw. And he's going to be swallowed. Sack back at the 45-yard line. Lucas Van Ness getting 3 there to bring him down. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Working out of the gun, Daniels. Over the middle, complete to Samuel.
Daniels pass.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Robinson will try to pick it up. And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack to stop him short of the 1st. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
That's good for a Green Bay Packer. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now Love. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop the throw. He has it complete to Christian Watson. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
From Commanders territory now. It's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. On play action. Love to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Again, it's Love. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's Love. And that is incomplete. Strong coverage by Washington. And now 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
For the Packer field goal. A 47-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Commanders' offense returning to the field. They'll be in search of their initial points in the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a first down. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4 brings up 2nd down.
Back to throw. Daniels. That is incomplete. These guys have caught it 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. There's Tressway now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over in that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
3 yards to go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Working out of the gun. Love. Pass caught. That's golden. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
Love, they go play action now. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
Meanwhile, in our game, neither offense has been able to distinguish themselves. It's been the defenses that have stood tall so far. As we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you. The rain, maybe not quite as heavy as it was earlier, but still coming down pretty good as we prepare for the second half. And out a little across the 25 and the 27. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish a running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
A gain of 12. First down, Washington.
To throw is Daniels. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Daniels looking to throw. This is Ertz on the pitch and catch. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Commanders.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
It's not time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
To the air goes Daniels. Open man is Samuel, complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and
Daniels going to try to sneak. And he's going to have the Commanders first down, at least at first glance, as they spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Now this time he'll look to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
They go play action. Daniels. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Number 17, Terry McLaurin. A 7-yard gain.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And that is incomplete. And the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Samuel in motion. Back to throw now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. Here's a 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
On the counter, this is Robinson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around 30. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ballgame. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
47-yard attempt.
Gay's kick is good. And they are on the board. It's now 9-3. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 2nd down and 6 now.
Brings up 2nd down at the 28-yard line.
Play fake. Here's Lowe. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Deron Payne, his 2nd sack of the night. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the 3rd quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the 2nd half. It puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now Daniels. Under pressure and down it goes. Sean Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. And offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Here's Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Simmons. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating for the gun, Daniels. Can't get away, and he's taken down. They cannot contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here's Tressway now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be gain that advantage here on this drive.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Second down and 10.
Love from the gun. That's taken in by Watson. Now a 3rd and 6.
Number 9, Christian Watson. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and
To throw now. Here's Love. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense set to take over. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Debo going in motion left.
26-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Daniel's going to try to sneak. And I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him right where it all started. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that play seemed well scouted defensively. They collapsed everything inside. Nowhere to go on the quarterback sneak. Now it's going to bring up 4th down.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing. Love. Will complete this one to Watson. From the 38 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
A gain of 3. Brings up 2nd down.
Love now. They'll go over to middle to Reed. Complete. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
That's good for the Packers. 1st down. 1st and 10.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. A stoppage here following the play, and it looks like Josh Jacobs was shaken up and in need of some assistance. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now a handoff up the middle. Lord. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3.
Love looking to throw it. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be the Packers' 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and
3. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. I think he got a yard to the 41. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now Love. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Dietrich Wise running through and dropping him for the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Oh, no, he lost the football.
When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on her.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Daniels. And a dump off here to Robinson. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Throwing now is Daniels. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Working out again on Daniels. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Lucas Van Ness bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Packers ready to take over offensively. Their defense got to stop, force the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. It was Cleveland Furrow who was able to rush in and make that tackle.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. The loss resulted.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown! Packers! Christian Watson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are on their way to a 2-0 start. Look at the start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week and another here week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
If he keeps this up, he'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is. I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things a little bit.
It's really part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. Will be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Robinson in the middle. get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I should have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down. At the Commanders' 18.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
He's taken down by Bobby Wagner. A 1-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd and 10.
On play action. Love to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Doing with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Field goal. A 36-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle. A 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Washington offense set to take over again. And the complexion of this one has really changed a fair amount. That last field goal makes it a 3-score game, so they need points in a hurry with time dwindling in the 4th quarter. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Now 2nd and 30.
A 40-yard line.
On the field, here's Robinson. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And the Packers pick it up. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Devondre Campbell, the one who fought his way in there to make the play. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Deron Payne in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
Catch made by Watson on the outlet. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Packers, first down.
They run it to Jacobs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So from the 17 down, here's a 1st and 10.
Packers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Complete once again to Watson. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10.
Out of bounds, down at the 10-yard line.
Willis.
Brings up 2nd
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. They push him back 8 yards and time on 2nd down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Back to throw, Willis. And pressure coming, and they got it once again. This is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. And that sack, Charles, just looked like a case where a speedy defensive end is a little bit quicker than the offensive tackle.
Yeah, it makes it difficult for a tackle to determine what exactly to do. Do you do the kick slide and try and get back in the pocket and meet him there? Do you meet him on the line of scrimmage where they call a quick set? In any event, right now, he's having his troubles.
The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To the air goes Daniels. Out route looking for McClellan. He's got him. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 8.
To throw is Daniels. Pass caught. It's Lane with it.
Complete to Jalen Lane. A gain of 5. And the Washington first down.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. From the right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. This will be caught by Lane. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
A 5-yard gain on the play. First down, Washington.
Here's Daniels. Down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
He was brought down at the 8-yard line. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Now Daniels. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. As it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington.
Sometimes offense can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And then cuts this lead down to 13. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally. But here comes the onside kick. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Packers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Get your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years.